across the two maps. It was a 13-5 and a 13-9. So Cloud9, it is a really different map pool this time around. And so as we go into Corrode, it's time for Samsung match start. Load up fast with those Samsung SSDs. This is C9 playing their favorite side on Corrode. It is a defense-sided map, generally speaking anyway, though it's been exactly 50-50 in Americas. But we saw Mitch and Vic comboing those flashes to fight through mid. Mid, though, looking empty for the defenders on the pistol round. But in general, pay attention to that mid fight.
Yeah, it's going to be vitally important on a map like Corrode. Sentinels, they love to at least keep priority.
This is actually it's a trap play in B main. It's a paranoia down the line if the boombot catches anything. But Sen are ready for it.
Yep, Sen take the peek anyway, but that's going to be a player toppled anyway. Bang! Early on, it's the first casualty. Vic's going to be feeling the heat.
Great smoke from Vic.
Yeah.
Locks off these Sen players and the nade through afterwards. Stops that B split from happening.
Sentinels are going to be funneled. They're going in a completely different direction. Up through spawn, you rarely see fights in this direction. Zeppert looks to hold it all the way back here, and there's a clearance across their placement, not quite there. They're very happy to claim Zepper's life, and now getting a bit of a move on. Footsteps going to be heard by John QT here. He's going to be calling for his team to commit into the A side, but it's not entirely vacated. Net is here, and he's looking to lay claim to multiple lives. Only the one, though, before the trade is online.
Good movement from Celsius. John is miles away right now.
Yeah.
But because he's got the faster rotate through mid, maybe he'll catch a good timing.
And they planted to be able to relink and rejoin up with the rest of his team. A decent enough spot for Celsius. Hold on, asleep at the wheel there, mate. Wake up, son, you got a game to play. Flash dodged and avoided. The Thorns, though, going to be delaying most of this one. The Zekken's already taken up liberties, vacating the presence, and then you can see the bodies trying to at least clear them out. Vic is doing a decent job of it. 2 knocked off. Brings it into the 1v1 to tap and forcing it out wide into the open, but John flicks and adjusts in time.
Good cleanup from John there. Saving things. Disconnected from the rest of his team for the majority of the round, but Sen managed with an unorthodox audible in the middle. A B split that got cancelled, and then the whole team had to go fiddling through spawn. Zepper had a chance to win the round right there, I think. If he's able to even get one. You know, we saw how the rest of the round played out. Would have made a huge difference. Sen, I think, already showcasing that they're happy to be a bit more creative than a lot of other teams, though.
Nice, boys!
And I think they have really understood this map. I've been really impressed with the way that Sentinels have approached it. Buying up full Stinger, half-buy kind of looking round from Sen. Maybe expecting C9 to go for the Force.
And the economy's a bit all over the place here, but Sen are going to be death-balling all the way up through here. Celsius is left with the job to try and contain this one, but he's just one man in the spawn. He's tucked in a irretrievable position, really. He can't escape from this spot. He will be going down, but his goal to take a life with him. Just a bit of damage done to Vic. It's a gun claims, and they've already taken up space over towards the B site. Plant is down. Sentinels set themselves in position now, ready to receive. Blazer looking to lead the charge potentially. Narrate just sends it flying forwards of the Seas as well. It's going to be delaying them that much longer.
It's a great Seas. Seas is so powerful defending this map.
I'll find you.
Cuts off crucial seconds. Stalled down by the smokes. Cloud9 really don't have any options here.
This is a weird one, because Sen also are not really in love with keeping their guns.
No, so they're willing to fight and brawl, and brawl they will. Up across the side here, Zepper's going to be the last one left, but as that time ticks, he's going to be gone here, finished off. And Sentinels leading nice and early here, 2-0.
That is a really strange strategy from Sen. I don't remember seeing any other team approach their second round after
Stingers.
pistol in that way.
Yeah.
Buying up 5 Stinger light or regen armors and making sure that you have money for the next round. I think they must have been expecting Cloud9 to force. Which is weird as well, because normally you see force buys happening on the attack side after plant rather than defense side. But, you know, there was a lot of players died. This is going to make their bonus round, though, an interesting one, because they actually do have a ton of Stingers. Stingers are super powerful, and they can go for some kind of gap close strategy here instead of trying to brawl at long range with rifles.
Got to get past most of this util, though. Net's going to be holding it down for now. There's a stun that's going to be ricocheting, connecting onto him here. The snakebite cuts out most of it, but there's a double dive in. Sentinels, they have a bit of ground gains. Net is hard committed with the paranoia. It's good enough. Close quarters, though, and Bang is going to be making sure to close that gap. The rest of his team trying to get in. Cloud9, an attempt to flood back in. Stop them in their tracks. These Stingers, though, are just way too potent. Hell of a bite to it.
The Raids run
drop
out of regen.
Raids taking a peek. That is aggro as anything.
Yeah, I think he really wanted that gun. Has left John in a 1v2. Still with a bit of armor to play with, but double flash for the Cloud9 players.
John, very disciplined. Same could be said for Cloud9 though, and they're not showing any presence whatsoever, making John think, okay, where could they be?
This is the
taking a timing into the side.
This is the timing where he could be rotating out through mid, so Cloud9 have got to think about that, especially with him toggling the wall.
See, Vic is moving, looking in different directions now. It does give a possibility for the 1v1. John takes it. And now it does leave it into the true 1v1, a tap to try and pull Vic out of position. Again, he's got time to work with 20 seconds left and takes the swing, sees the shoulder. John knows that he's got time again to play with once more. Paranoia is forced out. Vic with a TP up towards the box, towards the top. But John is lights out and sharp as anything.
That is a masterful clutch from John QT. The IGL of SEN serves up a beauty. The Red Bull clutch, so patient. Perfect stuff. He's 5-0, and the bonus round idea could not have gone better here for Sentinels. Really showing something very different. Coming in with regen armors that some of them had been tickled, some of them were fairly good coming out of the previous round. And 5 stingers end up getting upgraded. And look at the economy, it's out of control for SEN. It's unbelievable.
Plenty of money in the bank.
And this is the first round where they're testing mid. Cloud9 love to fight, but now they don't really have the weapons for it. Instead, it's 3 Buckies hidden around corners.
Yeah, Oxy doesn't reveal that he has the weapon in his hands, just with the right click to remove the Prowler. And again, Sentinels definitely inserting themselves here. Holding, waiting for the re-swings. Potential fights to be taken by Cloud9. Hot shots fired. Oxy seized up. Peek forwards though, Narrate's going to be punished. That's a spike drop down in Oxy's lap. Very difficult to try and chew through this one.
That's a bad push from the right. It really is. Pushing solo through the smoke when you've run out of Prowlers in that spot.
Oh, okay, stun and a bit of supplementary fires enough to clean up Oxy anyway, so you have removed him from that.
Yeah, good cleanup from Zelsis. Taking a main control, doubling up with John QT, and making sure that they can split.
Zephyr, he hears it. Footsteps, no one's looking behind him. He's missed the timing onto it. An attempt to grab the rifle, just not there in time. These Cloud9 players are hoping that somebody will walk into them here with shotguns in hand. Vic included, just holding down towards Alba, but Sentinels know better. They expect that something's up here. The Paranoia is good, but it goes pound for pound. Net now. Looking, peeking, already claiming a few lives of their own. This is uncertainty into the step of Sen, but they've got this one held down now entirely. Vic just blindly firing. He's praying for a freebie. With a Bucky in hand, there's not much he can do from this spot. Smoke's going to be fading, and yeah, reveals all.
Sentinels, the last times we've seen them on Corrode, they're 2-0 this stage, have been putting serious emphasis towards mid. They take mid quickly, they get Zekken deep down mid on their attack sides. One of the best teams we have in terms of scaling and taking map control quickly. This is the first round where they went mid, and it's deliberate that they've done it here on an anti-eco. The rest of the rounds have been putting pressure towards site. They've watched the VOD, one single VOD of what Cloud9 were doing with the double flash.
Good shit, guys.
Defending through mid, and they don't want any part of it early on. And now that you've had 4 rounds, and you're expecting C9 to give up a little bit, oh hello, what is this TP from Bang? Trying to bait them into the mid fight and have Bang backstab.
And there's so many angles the Bang could just be inserting himself into here. Requires a full clearance of Cloud9. Look at them already scurrying, scattered into spawn, just making sure that they can clear out all the potential spots. The wall's going to be triggered as he's just retreating and rejoining the rest of his team.
That's so funny, triggering the Vice Wall from behind.
Vic alone. I mean, he's isolated now onto the sides. He's going to be able to get out. He's second-guessing himself with the util. Backs out towards spawn. Just going to play this one for the full 5v5 retake, but you're giving up open access again to the site. A pit drop down just makes it even harder for Cloud9 here. And there's more where that came from. Another ult just added on top. Nightfall. It's feeling like an impossibility for Cloud9 here. They still want to make a go of it, though.
Spam into the pit could change everything.
Not giving up just yet. Pit still scatters out towards it, and what a timing to take. Narrate just peeks forwards. Traded. And Zekken's still there anyway, taking these fights. This pit, as long as it remains, it will be that thorn in their sides. And now Cloud9 are just left down to just 2. Oxy and Mitch backing out, realizing this round is done and dusted. Sentinels. Now, for all that we saw yesterday, that resilience, I think, of Cloud9, when you're going up against Sentinels, there is just that tier gap at the top level.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing it on show here. They're 5-0 up, but it's not because Cloud9 are choking any big moments. Sen's ante is perfect here.
It is. It's
remarkable.
like they're playing with X-Ray or something.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, for the first 3 rounds, they're only putting pressure on sites. Now, last 2, they've gone towards mid. One was on an anti-eco where you know they're not going to fight you. And the other, they tried to deliberately bait them into the fight so Bang can TP behind and get a backstab. Bang doesn't get a kill out of it, but they get the whole of mid for free, and they're able to A-split straight in there with ults that they've got up earlier by having a really good pistol and bonus round strategy. This is an immaculate beginning, and it's also showcasing that Sentinels' ideas on Corrode are not fixed around one central theme. They don't just have one idea of how they want to play this map, and honestly, when a map has just been released, sometimes you only need one idea.
Sure.
But Sen are showing that they have iterations on their theme, and that's really good if you're thinking about how strong they're going to be when they face up against Pacific, for example, at Champions.
Yeah, I mean, that's the difference between a great team and some of the very best to do it, I think, is that evolution that they take. They don't just take into account their own game, but they're thinking about how to exploit Cloud9's
And that's
composition they're playing.
Based on one VOD as well.
VOD.
And Cloud9 have really tried in playoffs to work through maps that nobody's seen before.
Yeah.
Their game against Leviathan, it was their first time playing on Corrode this stage. Well, in fact, ever, because Corrode's a new map. But Icebox, Cloud9's map pick coming up next, another map that they've been able to hide and not really see. We've only seen Sentinels play it once, but that was a 13-0 against Furia. I mean, this could be a 13-0 against C9.
It could. And this is supposed to be Cloud9's better half on the map.
Yeah, and that's a worrying sign. I don't really think it's going to be a 13-0, but this is an immaculate beginning.
Perfect. Horn needs to be dealt with, but smoke in Oxy's face makes it hard, and now he's second-guessing himself. There's flashes pushing forwards as well, but the war's going to be dividing up most of this on Oxy. Oxy! Okay, classic Oxy go kill round. Set up, though, for success just with those flashes.
Yeah, this time C9 have ults to work with, flashes to play with, and Sentinels opt in. The stun should have been good, but Oxy's just too clean. And what a round this is for C9 in terms of getting them back on some level of the right path, because they would have been on an eco again afterwards.
Yeah.
So they desperately needed this, and at this point in a 5v2, it's unchokeable. That's what they say.
That is what they say. Pit down, you got B locked entirely. Vic's taking that contact, sees the presence. They know full well the only way that Sentinels get back into this round is if they open it up to mistakes. Cloud9 been trying to build up that discipline over time, making sure that they tighten up their own game. Flash forwards and just trade it out.
30
Yeah,
seconds
I like
left.
that. Swinging as you're expecting C9 to be breaking the Vice Flash. Still leaves John in a 1v3.
Yeah, definitely does. Might be able to get himself another 1v1 though, but doesn't look like he's anticipating the corner. Mitch already on it, and okay, we got there eventually.
Yep. Easy stuff. Never in doubt for one moment. It's that early fight though. Oxy picking up 3 off the rip in terms of a mid-fight. That's exactly what C9 want. That's what they've been going for. That's what we saw them do against Leviathan. That's what they'd like to do round after round here against Sentinels. And the other part of this, the fact that Oxy so cleanly deals with these final 2 kills on the current best players of Sentinels, Noé and Zeka, means that he gets to keep the showstopper. They never were in any danger of using that. Seekers and Steel Garden still in the back pocket. And Imi with a little chuckle at Mitch at the end there. I'm sure he's not worried at all. But yeah, the ults are still massive for C9.
Time for pause. Sentinels, as soon as they lose a round, calling for it.
Tryhards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Take your time out. They've got a lot of different ults that they have to make game plans around here. Yeah,
Exactly. Like you already mentioned, I mean, a showstopper, the Seekers, Steel Garden. It's a lot to deal with.
The thing is, though, I mean, maybe my mentality is the wrong mentality, but I'm just thinking, Sen have got rounds to play with here. They're 5-1 up. They've got a lot of money in the bank because, remember, they only half bought on the Stinger round and still managed to win it. You know, so their bank is really healthy. If they can just force out ultimates and maybe do a bit of damage to the economy, that can still be enough.
Sure.
You know, you go Cloud9 win the next one. It's a 5-2 game, but as long as you come back strong in round 8, they're still going to be finding it difficult. So I think there's a couple of different approaches. We'll see what Kaplan comes out with.
might just be to try and force out results, potentially with a mid-fight. See Sentinels, they are grouped up now. Timer ticking down as we get into round 7.
You know that they're going to go for these double flash kind of combos. And you know that Oxy's going to be playing around mid.
He's in position. Cross the map with Device Thorns. Landing down, that's just supplement the defense a little bit. The flash, no connection. So peace of mind for Cloud9. They know that nobody's in that bottom section of mid.
Yeah, the information from the Sky Flash is also really crucial. It tells them whether or not they need to commit further resources to fighting.
That is a cheeky angle. He's crouched up here. Stun, no. Connects, hold on. Trailblazer, just to help him out. Mitch is there. Protects his teammate. Util in hand and a gun. Just a follow-up. As 2 players dropped immediately here. This is looking pretty dire right now for Sentinels. Lost 2 players early. They haven't forced any ults out either.
Yeah, this is exactly what they were not looking for. It's fine if you lose the round, but you've got to start draining the ultimate bank. Got to start doing a bit of chip damage at least to C9's economy. And there's a Seekers used by Mitch in a 5v3.
Where are you?
Not the most necessary, but it at least gives them peace of mind. You don't want to be losing rounds like this, and Sen are a difficult team to close out on. It's also let Net get so deep out of B.
The Wraith is about to be, pressured heavily there. Util's going to be used just in case, but Bang wants to see if he can insert himself here into the link. He's got a lot of players waiting on the other side of this one, though. We'll see how he can really contend with it and deal with it. That's 2 dropped. Cuts them down. Flash is dodged and avoided. There's a fight to be taken. John QT trying to square up to it, realizing that's the best chance for them to try and win that round out. As dire as that beginning was for Sentinels, they made a decent try and a decent go of it.
But they still only got 1 ultimate out of Cloud9. So at the end of the day, that's not entirely successful. They did do some economic damage. They're keeping Cloud9 honest in terms of the guns that they're able to buy. But as much as I was praising Sentinels early on because their theory looked really good, these last few rounds I've been struggling to figure out what their overall goal is. It does feel like they are not able, actually, to take mid against what Cloud9 are doing.
Attack side operator for Zelsis. All grouped up. This is no slow default by Sentinels.
Go, go, go.
There's 5 of them out towards his A. Seeing it now. Stuns ricocheting off to the side here. The Paranoia was using response of it. Zekin lines it up now, but Oxy's got a showstopper! Whoa! My goodness! It's rare you see something like that these days.
He nearly got 4 as well. Look at Zelsis' health.
That is monstrous value from the ultimate. Have to see that. I mean, listen, slow motion or whatever, and Zekin is going to try his best, but at this point, the round's just done, over.
That is incredible value from 1 ultimate. Oxy must have landed that picture perfect directly in the middle of an entire group.
Did he catch on a player?
I don't know, but the splash radius is enormous there, isn't it?
Look at the X's on the minimap. Yeah. They're like spread out. I'm so used to seeing it, like that's just a 130 to 1 player, and they just walk away from it.
Yeah.
3 kills is absurd. Did they buff the showstopper when I wasn't looking?
It's a stealth
30
patch.
seconds left.
Well, this is terrible signs for Sentinels here. They were completely in control of this map, and now it is slipping away. And they're not even managing to get C9 to invest huge amounts into the rounds. I mean, they won 1 round with Seekers. I don't even know whether Mitch needed to use it. This round, Oxy single-handedly takes out 3 of them in 1 go.
Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed it wasn't a 4K. I mean, look at Zelsis' health. He's got 6 HP. Couldn't you have just died as well?
Now we're just sat here for 40 seconds.
I know. But he does survive. He does keep the op. And I'm not really sure what this attack op is up to.
I don't really get the purpose of it.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be... When G2 run an attack op with Baby Bay, for example, or like Yay with EG, they are deliberately going around the map and trying to set up their opper on good angles. I think Zelsis is more just supposed to like backfill space. God.
Crazy.
Enemy remaining.
Just landed right in the center of 3 of them. Couldn't be better.
Oh my god, it fell straight into my trap. Fell straight to my...
I'm out of here.
But the weaponry still good here for Sentinels, just from that earlier build of the economy. Didn't really get buys strung together. Bit of mid-control. Name of the game here for Zekin. Helped out by his team as well. The Prowler's going to be leading the charge out towards the link. Bit of congestion happening. Oxy has to try and potentially go for this one with a boom bomb, but there's a smoke in your face, so... Sentinel's going to be sitting here, waiting for a reaction out of Cloud9.
But this time they've actually taken mid control, so the dynamics of the map, quite different here.
B split.
C9 pushing out A, looking for information. Are going to know that this is ending B, but I don't think Midge can particularly help.
Plays with main. This is just going to be circumventing most of the Vice util. Just going to lay it down as that choke point. In through the link, but you have to time this one up correctly here. Any Sentinels need to ensure that they're not disjointed. Steel guard, and that's going to be slowing down the approach. Net, hard committed, tucked to the corner, but the overdrive not affected by it. Still the Thorns will slow this one down, and that ult is going to be fading. Zekken just has to wait this one out. It's dire for him still. Steel guard and fades away, and he's got the gun back out anyway. Bit of a pause. Tempering the moment, Zekken will strike anyway. That's Vic's head clean off. Through the choke point now. Net's just going to be sealing the deal, really. Isolated, playing towards default. No one was able to remove this guy whatsoever, and they're still tossing, twisting, and turning, looking for a way to get back into this one. Zekken picks it up. Gun exchange, ring around the rosies, doesn't know where the player is. Beamed down by Mitch. Cloud9 are finding their way back into this one ult at a time.
Each ult is getting really good value. And Sentinel's patience was good in that spot. They pumped the brakes, but they still had to get through the Vice wall, orb in the choke point. And the fact that C9 can halt the entire push with the Steel Guard gives them time to, regen fuel, take the timing. What a play by Zepper as well.
One enemy remaining.
Net picking up 2 from this spot. Took a long time for Zekken to dig him out of that. Net and Zepper together. Really strong sight anchoring. Finally, the ults are gone for C9, but it's given them 4 rounds.
And now they're heavy fighting over towards mid. It's a splash, primed, birds through and out. Oxy wants to take the lives from off the back of it. Mitch is also helping out from the side. Vic, it's a combined effort from the rest of Cloud9, and they crunch into mid.
That's the theory for C9. Look how strong those 2 flashes are. SEN still can't figure out an answer to it. They tried to play anti-flash, tried to tuck themselves into corners, use Zekken as bait. But he was killed too quickly. And John is left in a 1v4. We've seen him in the clutch a couple of times. In 1v3s, 1v4s. Spike nowhere near him either.
Nope.
This round, pretty much done.
Yeah, it's going to be 5 for 5.
And I think they need to keep this weapon as well because, well, I mean, either way, they might just have a horrible buy for round 11. Could well be Cloud9 taking the lead at the half after being 5-0 down.
Yeah, and there's, listen, signs of the resilience that we saw yesterday. Cloud9 dragging it back, and we were kind of questioning whether or not, Cloud9, okay, if they end up losing this series overall, they're still the underdogs
left.
up against Sentinels, right? It doesn't really prove anything in terms of narratives that we're talking about.
Yeah, you can't say they're a playoff choker if they lose to SEN, because SEN look like the best team in America.
Precisely, but this is real grit. I mean, you're down that many rounds early on. We were just talking about how it was a masterclass from Sentinels.
Yeah, it looked like there was a massive tier and theory difference early on.
All the ideas were working.
And then once, to be honest, as soon as they used that strategy of bang teleporting behind, nothing else that they've done in terms of their neutral game in mid has won them anything.
Yeah, struggling. And, well, John spotted out. Bullet's going into the box.
But he keeps his gun.
Yeah.
Does he keep the armor? He had the regen armor on. I'm not sure whether he still had another 25 block to work with. SEN, you can't see it at the moment, but SEN look like they're forcing, which is a bit of a weird decision because they're going to have like a Stinger and a Guardian and that kind of thing.
See how effective this double flash is, the paranoia in the sky. I mean, I was questioning the theory behind it, but you can see it in action here, how good it is at just being able to piece up section by section, fighting over mid.
When we saw it against Leviathan, it was great on defense. It looked pretty rough on the attack side. So C9 need every round they can get in this half.
There's a full force out here by Sentinels. So much really to work with here. The Steel Garden's going to be setting it up now for them. The shorty, second shot missing. Oxy couldn't quite adjust it. Flash through from Mitch. It's answered. Equal exchange there as Bang will rip his head clean off. And these players are starting to make their way in through into the B side. Zepper still sitting pretty into elbow. But a pit down, it's going to make things difficult. There's a timing to be taken. Zepper looks like he wants to try and jump on it. Zelsis shuts it down.
They don't know where these retakers are coming from. Could be elbow.
Damage done. 2 players of Sentinels weak. Contacting for now. Just walking all the way up with this pit up. It does let them get in for free. Cloud9 have got a lot of space as a result of it, but with net falling. Shorty, how that will finish off Zekken, and a bit of spraying and praying. But Sentinels stem the bleeding.
Well, SEN got mid very easily this round because C9 didn't actually go for their flash reclear strategy. I'm not sure whether they were trying to do it under delayed timing. Maybe they expected Sen to have figured out some kind of counter. But this round, Sen did very similar stuff up mid. Used a Prowler maybe to push Vic back. Maybe that's the difference here.
Nice. There it is. There it is.
But Mitch and Vic were in really passive positions and chose not to fight through mid, and they lost the round because of it. Here, Mitch is going to be spamming with an Odin, but Sen look like they're set up for a full A-pop. Viper Wall completely in a different part of the map. I think C9 should have the read really early on. If they're not Viper Wall in mid, they're not going to be in mid.
Sentinels are trying to make it feel like it could be some level towards it just with the early horn, but now all signs point towards that A-main's choke point. The sheer wall goes up. That's going to be separating Zekken from the rest of the pack.
Fade ult here would catch all three players. Oh, he sends it towards A-link.
It's in a different direction here. It's not going to be catching on to most of them here. Out through elbow, drop down, just crouched ever so slightly to the side. Sentinels are barreling over these Cloud9 players. An attempt at a defense being put up, but listen, they are just getting rolled over here. Significant chances in this round here for Cloud9 to be able to push back, but somehow Sentinels pull away, leaving it to net in a 1v4 here for the final round of this first half.
My ultimate is ready.
First obstacle down. We're just going to pit to play around as well. It's going to be sowing a bit of confusion.
That could get funky.
Decay damage kicking in. Bit of spam could seriously do some damage now to these players. Just finding a pocket to play in. Zels is off to the side. Stray shots just not landing, and too many possibilities to overcome in that spot here. So 75 is the finish. Cloud9, I got to say, very good. Really from them, honestly, the string of rounds they're able to put together from 6 to 10.
Yeah, they did a great job in terms of getting 5 on the board. Great use of their ults. Really strong theory in terms of how they attack through mid. But unfortunately, Sentinels still lead at the half, and that was Cloud9's better half. That was where the Sky and the double flash ideas seemed to work the best against Leviathan. C9 is still going to have to come out with something
recovery, boys.
excellent to be able to win on Corrode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How they
Just
end up
enjoy the
doing
fucking
this.
moment.
We get to see how they're doing it on the second half of things here with Sentinels just leading by 2.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick? I'd suggest a classic cat eye. Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
Looking ahead here at the pistol round, second half of Corrode. I mean, I'm going to be putting a bit of an emphasis, I think, looking at Mitch, especially how he's going to be calling in the Sky that he's playing as well, because, listen, it was lackluster.
Free Cuban. They're doing evil things to him in the back room.
They really are. As soon as coach comes.
I agree with you. I think Mitch is the player to watch here on the attack side, because the Sky on the attack didn't really get very much value when we watched Cloud9 play against Leviathan. And also, Mitch's calling, though, was very, very good on the attack sides of the other 2 maps.
There it is. Blitzering paste almost immediately here. The stun being used to try and push them back again once more. It's a fight taken. Sentinels are opting into this one. Bloodbath potentially being committed into the sides. With these pistols, anyone's game still. Cloud9 persevere.
And there's the Sky value. Double flashes coming whipping around the corner and blinding up the Sen players that were trying to get the refight. Bang might have a timing. They're retreating. C9 leaving. Bang not offered his chance to win the round.
Steadily walking around, making usage, getting the most out of the heal. Plays are topped up, so damage being undone. Bang and Zelsis are healthy though.
Bang's not going to be in an anchor position, but he's got a ghost, so long range.
Yeah.
Could be good.
This position is pretty essential, I think, to just try and push back any sort of A. He's actually repositioning over towards the side. He's going to miss this timing.
But I think they've got a good read on the timing in general, though. The Vice Thorns pop was perfectly timed from Zelsis.
Sending it around. Bang. Encroached upon now. Util's going to be used, and that reveals the hand of Cloud9. Jump spotting away. Mitch coming into the plant now. Information gathered.
Spike planted.
Planning for Cloud9 to retreat. Thorns slowing them down once more. Zelsis and Bang are going to be splitting up for this one. Trying to take it. Split up entirely. Where the hell are Mitch and Vic going? Just clearing out spawn, making sure that there's nobody there. So now full awareness of where Sentinels are going to be retaking from.
Oh, good risk from Zelsis, clearing elbow on his own, and now Bang can use paranoia towards spawn.
Here it is. Pushes forwards as well. Zelsis able to take control of the site with it. Flash going to be dealt with. A few stray shots as well. He's trying to do some damage to these players. Cloud9 are out into the open. Zelsis, the tap onto the defuse. It's a wink on Urban, but while Vic leaps into the fray, taking a fight forwards anyway. And here's the footsteps. Mitch returns just in time with a fire. Shuts it down, and it gives Cloud9 that pistol round.
Discipline from C9 to close things out with a player advantage. They win that one really off the theory in mid again. C9 looking good here. Look at these blind players from Sentinels. The refight from Sen is really nice with the Neon stun. But because they're out in the open trying to take the fight, Mitch gets two big flashes that set up the rest of his team, whipping them into corners so that his own team isn't blinded. And Sen, maybe a bit scared about a force buy on the first half. They're not going to go for it themselves, though, on defense.
An interesting take. Falls up, drops down, looking for an easy pick, and there it is. Classic in hand. Zekken finds it onto Oxy. It's a gun way out into the open. Not retrievable, though. Going to be defended.
You saw so many players. The most obvious play here would be to call that reaction into A.
Yeah.
Obviously where Zelsis is hoping they go to, but it's not like there's Thorns, it's not like there's a gun on the other side of the map. And Sen are beating them there.
They are. Sentinels playing very fluid.
Surely Zeppa heard this, right? He must have heard all of the rotations.
They were walking all the way through spawn. Just fast onto it anyway. Trailblazer might have spotted them. Yeah, it does. Mitch is immediately calling for the rotation. Zeppa still has control of mid. Narrate's going to be hearing this, though, surely. Rumble of the footsteps. And again, the rotations move about. It's a grand migration here from Sentinels, just trying to follow the sound cues as best they possibly can. Chasing ghosts in the walls at this point here. Still Sentinels. They are going to be surrounding this site up with the weaponry advantage. Cloud9 setting themselves up nice and pretty now into the site, looking for a refight in through elbow. Not hiding their intent. Not walking about anyway. Taking it with quite a lot of bluster. There's players lying in wait here. Bangs missed the timing, yet still spotted out by Zelsis. These classics, they are tearing Cloud9 apart. They split up their pieces, and now hurting as a result of it. Mitch is really having to deal them a hard hand, and same can be said for Zeppa. In the end, they do clean it up nicely.
Regen shields on everyone on C9. Heals coming out from the sky on people that are getting chip damaged. And Mitch still, fine, I'll do it myself. I mean, he has to win a 1v2 over towards elbow just in order to relieve that pressure from everybody swarming back in. Theory, C9 should be in a really good spot against just pistol chip damage kind of setups, but that round still got a little bit close. Mitch is having a great game, though. I think he's a player that had to perform. Didn't have to perform in terms of the scoreboard, though, and he is still anyway.
Yeah, top of the team. It's his calling that we were putting the focus on and the ideas behind this guy. It's all working out, though. Now, bonus round. Cloud9 look to convert, if possible. Narrate, oh, that is the performance we were expecting. He's been a top player for this team, and he shuts down two of Cloud9's.
It's a weird wall as well from John Cutie. I had a little gap in the side of it. Don't know whether that one was deliberate, but feasted. Now C9 left without any ults, without any real map control across mid, across A, having to slowly re-explore and clear corners with a minute on the clock.
Shadows traveling. Smoke divides up
It's a risky fight to take here for Bang and Zelsis.
So, noise cues heard. A bit of raw spam as well to try and help it out. Zephyr takes the time, he pushes past it! But that's a hell of a lot of damage. Straight through the box. It's Zelsis cleaving through them. Leaves Zephyr into a 1v2 though. Still very much winnable, and there's an ult in his back pocket if he chooses to use it.
He'd have to at least find a free kill to start.
30 seconds left.
Man down, Thorns, so he can't be swung from the side. A lot to deal with in this spot. More util expended. Maybe, just maybe, Zekken peeking forwards for the kill. Claims his life.
Rough timing for Zephyr just as he turns around to activate Thorns. What a play from Zelsis though in mid. I said it was a risky fight for them to take, Bang and Zelsis. Bang gets caught, but Zelsis realizes what's happening. Sprays through the box and gets those spark indicators that let him know a second player is even behind there. Maybe even not, actually, now that I'm looking at it in the replay. Maybe just pure intuition. A slim lead here for Sentinels. Both bikes with Steel Gardens online. C9 looking like they want to go over towards B. Thorns a C's to defend that side of the map.
And mid take by Sen. All up through. There's no pushback by C9, I should say. Holding it slow and steady for now.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of fake pressure on B, but the spike is in that direction.
Working B main, taking up the orbs.
Taking the orb, I mean, Mitch might want to rotate back over to A and pick up the other orb and go for a Seekers into the site.
This slightest of angles to work with. That's a lot of damage done net. Dropped down, lucky to be alive in that spot. I think that's just the wall saving him.
Very lucky to be alive.
Bit of a reposition now as well. The slow falling style of Cloud9. You're at the 50 seconds mark. And
I have poisons off.
still no clear direction of where they want to go. 40 seconds in.
Toxins going up.
Okay, triggered the wall but fell on the wrong side of it.
What's happening here?
Zephyr failed to bait the wall out properly, but he hasn't been punished. Don't worry, nobody
left.
saw anything.
It's 28 seconds left.
I think he's just got a rip ult and they've just got to send it. They're going to do the same kind of fake attempt on B and hope that nobody's home on A.
Cloud9 will attempt to do it. They're trying to sell it with just the two of them. Sky flashes forwards, but surely a bit of a realization kicking in potentially there. And all the way through, no, the players have been pulled away. Sentinels, they take the bait. Straight up here, in through the site. Mitch is essentially just giving his life for the cause to try and pull as much attention away as possible. Doesn't get a kill for it. There's 2 players down now for Cloud9. Sentinels play this one in a 5v3 retake. But the plan is down, and that's what their lives were spent for. Deep position by Net. It's a big map, long rotations, time's already been taken off the clock.
The slower you go, the more the Steel Garden is going to work its magic from
There
Zephyr.
it is, used bar for bar. Venn diagram on the map just being drawn out here, both the guns being taken away, and Vic does take away Narrate's life. Holding it now close quarters just with that pistol in hand. Sentinels are just tiptoeing around. Trepidatious really is the attempt forwards. Again, that paranoia is beautiful. Cloud9 collapsing and controlling the state of the game.
What a round for C9 there. They looked lost with about 30 seconds left. I was really worried about what was going on. But Mitch manages to pull the rabbit out of the hat. They went for a fake attempt to start the round, and then when they go late on with the same kind of utility, the Sky and the Rays again pressuring on that side, it just looks so real. Because why on, I mean,
Oh, sure.
on such a big
Hey,
map, why on
that
earth
is
would
how
your
we
Sky
play
and Rays
right
be
there,
nowhere near the
baby.
hit?
Yeah. Really unorthodox.
They sold Sentinels. And John must be thinking, what on earth was going on there? Because the half now tied back up 8-8, and a Sentinels timeout here. Their money's not good. Their economy's actually been in a bit more of a tough state than C9's over the course of this game so far, despite the fact that they got off to that red-hot start in the first half.
And Sentinels on the back foot, something they're not really used to. It's just been pure domination from them in a group stage. Cloud9, though, with chip on their shoulder, something to prove, I think, that they can compete top teams in this league.
And it's already better than what we saw in the group stage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Way
different.
better.
It's different maps, obviously. But that, I think, bodes well for Icebox too, because that was another map that Cloud9 were kind of hiding. But the Corrode theory that they've come in with today, and I think it really is mostly that. It's the game plans have been working, executed well. It's not a game where Oxy's taking over. He got a sick showstopper play earlier on.
Sure.
But it's not been any individual player. It's been mostly to do with C9 game plan and the read.
Macro, hello. Don't do that with a raise on this map. It's Vic and Oxy taking lives away. And that spam over the shoulder. Mitch is just happy to help out. Any attempt of a response by Sentinels is shut down at a moment's notice. Still going to be creeping back in though, of course. They're on the half-by round. They can take risks on a round like this. Cloud9 waiting for that response, though. Look at them.
Yeah, the patience is great. This is what we saw from them on Haven, particularly, against Leviathan on their attack side, which was sick. Incredible patience being called by Mitch. And early on in this stage, remember how much they were getting tripped up by the clock? I mean, they were playing against Furia and losing rounds to the timer,
You know,
like over and over again. And
in the
now,
interviews, they were talking about, you know, they're just trying to learn. They're trying to evolve as a team.
yeah,
You can see it's paid dividends at this point.
Enemy down.
Discipline that's just been learnt over time. Yeah, the way the rest of these Sentinels players are.
they really do look like a better version of themselves.
30 seconds left.
The discipline and coordination with which they finish out rounds like this that are in advantage spots. I mean, none of the wobbles that we're seeing from them on anti-ecos, player advantage situations, they've been good for it.
Taking a peek forwards into the spawn there, just looking to build up a few more all points. It does hand over a gun though. Bang will be happy with that. That's his reward.
And remember, yesterday when we saw them play against Leviathan, it was still a really swingy game. So there were a couple of sides where Cloud9 just, I don't know, lost the plot maybe.
Banked, didn't really have a good game plan calling.
Yeah.
You know, the Haven defense side.
The Haven defense stands out to me like a sore thumb. But I think that was maybe just a misunderstanding of what they want to be doing with their comp. A bit too passive. But the thing is, we're not seeing that here at all. Both sides have actually looked really strong. They've got some clear ideas of how they want to fight through mid on the defense. They've got some really nice ideas here of how they want to slow things down, fight through mid with the Sky, work their ult rounds. The ult ideas in particular are really nice.
Yeah, never overspending what they've got. Trying to be pretty efficient with how they're using a lot of their ultimates now. Cloud9 with the lead by 1 round, but weapons in the hands of Sentinels.
But this is the round where C9 could run away with it.
Breaking the economy once more potentially here. The horn straight up the gut, narrate with a supplementary spam. Phantom in hand, there's no traces to give away his position. He's able to just help Zekken insert himself in through mid.
That's just a Corrode moment. So many spam kills on this map through the mid channel.
Pretty much wants a map that we see here, to be honest.
Yeah. So this is gonna put the pressure on Mitch again in terms of his calling. He does have Seekers, he's got his pit as well, so if he can make his way to a site, they still have chances to win in a 4v5, but B is pretty much locked down by John. Viper's pit there is gonna be so tough to be able to get through, even with the Seekers. Though you could try to make a play. I think you need mid control here.
Yeah. The A side. Now Vice Util. Net is the one gonna have to pressure. Baits out the wall. Backs out. Forces out the first set of Fawns, so taking a peek. Timing past it on that Prowler through mid. Zekken is going to be retreating. Seeker's going to be used now to clear out most of the way. 30 seconds left, roughly to work with Cloud9. And what direction do they really want to go in here? Zephyr is inserted in through B main, but still that pit is difficult. It's a Blight that's just inserted in through the choke point here with 22 seconds left. Time is getting against you. The Siege slows down the approach even more. You need some pressure to start coming through now with a Nightfall. That's a big collection. A lot of damage being done. Decayed down and the sound cue's cut away. Zephyr caught out in the open with John still alive. This is where the difficulties arise because this guy is a nuisance. Not removed. Pit still up. And Vic left to do it all now alone. Surrounded on every single front. Dismantled.
Must-win round for Sentinels there. Their economy would have been in shambles had they not won that. And you saw the value that John got from his ultimate. I think the whole round came down to the timing that John catches on Zephyr through the ult. And who catches who. Really easy for that to go the other way. If John gets too distracted by the push coming through mid instead, Zephyr can find a timing and the round can crumble. But Sen holds strong. Ult's not particularly going to be an issue though for Sen. Or rather, they're not going to be an asset for Sen for quite some time. So now these rounds are going to get more and more difficult. They've moved the setup too.
Yeah, it's weaker over towards A.
Yeah, Zelsis has gone over towards B. Normally you want to be playing B for retake, I would imagine, out of the two.
I have the spike.
Ult for Oxy. Cutting noise ever so slightly here. Sentinels have to re-clear out this A position through main. Potentially gearing up for it. Sentinel, C9 themselves as well, second guessing really the direction they want to go in.
Looking like they want to set up for an A split here. Oxy bursting through this choke point. Could easily pick off Narrate.
Trouble is, Trailblazer broken early. They don't have that link control. Trying to brute force through the A main choke. Never really ideal.
Looking for Zekken maybe to take contact here and bait out the showstopper.
Sky Flash onto the one side, gets the acknowledgement forwards again with the showstopper. He's looking for bodies now. Oxy's chasing down these Sentinels. Players, Narrate holds it down. It's ground gained. He hasn't given this one up now, and he's even pressing forwards now with the paranoia. It is perfect in terms of the timing. Zekken helps him out over the side. Weapon picked up. Regenerating those bullets that he's got to work with and play with. Cloud9 have crumbled here. Play by Sentinels.
Big just forced to escape.
Yeah.
Wants to keep the gun online because he's one of the players that wouldn't really be able to buy into the next.
That's beautiful work by Sen.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back rounds that are massively important for them. Oxy not getting a single kill out of the showstopper is a little bit tragic, but even if he'd gone 1-for-1 in that situation, I think more importantly, the paranoia that comes back through for Bang is huge. Look at that.
Look at it.
3 players that are trying to get the spike plant down. Why does this pit not cover any part of the plant as well? That's a bit weird. Not that it mattered, but it does allow Sentinels to come sweeping back through. The timing perfect in terms of Bang's util and Zekken to follow up. And they put maximum pressure back on. Really good elastic defense there, just giving space, and then snapping back into the fight as C9 went for the plant. A good awareness as well that Oxy was going to come in with the showstopper, which I think was fairly obvious by the fact that you could see the ult just pop up mid-round from the B, from the A orb being acquired. But C9 still with a nice game plan around those ults. This time though, they're the team that's run out of them. And at a crucial moment, these last 2 rounds could have defined the entire map.
Timeout taken. Nail biter here on map 1.
Didn't expect this, I've got to be honest with you.
No, really did not. Cloud9, I mean, I'm dead impressed with the turnaround that they've had on one game to the next. Barely any time to really focus, but they have corrected what their form. Still, Sentinels have not given up yet. These are 2 teams that are testing each other.
Let's flush them out.
And Sentinels grouped up. Again, over towards mid. It's going to be the name of the game, usually, for them. Heavy prio of that mid control. Meanwhile, Cloud9 are grouped up.
Yeah, the defending team has had pretty much the advantage over mid in the majority of these rounds. And that is how you expect Corrode to go, I suppose, when both teams are good at it. Made, looking to try to clear out Thorns here, close.
Up overhead, so... Celsius choosing just to deck the Thorns rather than have it be broken.
Mitch baits out the wall, doesn't get stuck.
It.
Is there a mid-exploration here for C9? Does Zekken have contact?
It's full armor versus the Outlaw in Oxy's hands here. There's a lot of angles to account for. Did he see the hand poking out Zekken? Looking for that information.
He's trying to bait a shot, I think.
Yeah, potentially. It's broken nice and early here. Chooses the time to reposition. It's 40 seconds roughly to work with now. Cloud9 using the Trailblazer to take that space. Up towards the top. through the box here. Trailblazer up through mid as well. It's obfuscating the intent, but Cloud9 taking this one all the way through A link. It's up to Narrate. See if he can hold this one down. To seize. Maybe sidestepped here. Cloud9, you barely have any time to work with. No space anywhere else. 20 seconds. You're making your way over towards it now. Onto the B site. There's even more Utah that's going to be slowing you down. Snake Bite offloaded. John QT just pulling these seconds, and it's agony right now for Cloud9, but still the kills are offered up. Time is of the essence, really being brought down to the finer moments here with only 6 seconds remaining. This plant needs to go down, flooding all the way back in. Second knows he can punish Overdrive, and he's won the round. With a play like that, it's quick thinking that saves the day.
What a really nice round by Zekken there. Dives in through heaven, something we saw Zeppa do in the first half to win around for the other side. Time ends up being the problem there for C9. They didn't bait out the snakebite. They did such a good job of defaulting and getting rid of all of the Vice utility, but there was still a snakebite that they got snarled up by. And then as John is the distraction, Zekken sweeps out through heaven and picks up Zeppa, who was only on a couple of health points anyway.
Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir.
These rounds are coming down to such fine margins, but SEN have picked up 3 in a row.
That's the danger of trying to work the map slowly like Cloud9 were doing. It's a big map, Corrode.
But it has looked nice, like the macro overall has got themselves into some pretty good spots. Late round, the Trailblazer in mid, and here they go for a slightly earlier tempo on A.
It's all in, really. Up through the A main choke, bang! Steps forwards, the smoke to really cut this one out, and across the sky flash is perfect. Mitch, forwards leading the charge.
All alone!
The IGL doing it himself. Steel Garden, maybe not even necessary here, but it slows down the approach from Sentinels, and it does get Cloud9 into that winning position.
They've got a lot of space here. A good crossfire across A link between Zeppa and Mitch, but it's the flank from Zekken that worries me about Cloud9's positioning.
Yeah, backs to the wall, only a box to cover Zeppa's position. He's playing in front of it for now as well. Swings out wide. That's going to be shots hammering into him now from either direction. The crossfire is good. Sentinels are dissecting this, but still, they're just 2 players. With time against them, what more can they do? Stun, ricochets, all up through the window. It's going to be hiding most of the intent once more. Zekken trying to take it forwards, but that snake bite, so damn difficult. And with that circle shrinking, he knows it. Time is up. You play for the kills. But Cloud9 still, it's another round earned for them, up to 10. Trailing by 1 now.
And Mitch, the hero for C9. He is keeping them in this. The calling has been really nice towards the mid to late rounds. This one a little faster. And also when Oxy goes down, like you said, takes matters into his own hands, flashes for himself and just decides to pick up a 2K. Economical damage done to some degree by Zekken towards the end. Puts everybody on regen shields, but both teams have been running a ton of regen shield anyway. And 1 Guardian, so not a huge difference made just yet. But if SEN win this round, could be the end.
It's a reveal onto net.
Grenade!
Expecting that one with a haunt overhead. Nade sails again to remove the thorns. Breaks the first section of it. Celsius has a second layer of it though, just to punish in case they do commit into B.
Yeah, he's looking to play a bit more of a soft B retake kind of style. He's got the flash for re-clearing through elbow, and that's just spam in mid. Again, another Corrode moment.
Always happens. Very narrow in terms of the choke point that you can really cross.
Looking towards the C's here from Narrate. He's jiggling for contact. On for info.
Yeah, the horn needs to be broken here, but as soon as it is, there's that acknowledgement. And already, bang, retreating forwards again, and there's just spam with the Phantom in hand. Picking apart this Cloud9 team when they're trying to gain this space.
And now Mitch has got a really difficult decision to make because, I mean, the economy is terrible. You're in a 3v5, you've actually got good map control and positioning, but SEN are kind of just waiting for you to make it to site.
30 seconds left.
This would be a disaster if C9 lost this for their economy.
3 players committing into it, the call is made. Slow going for now, but pure discipline on the other side of things. Zekken takes that point and contact shots. Fired, Vic! Resetting the aim in time, clicks himself 2.
I've got your
And in the 2v3, the Seekers are offloaded, broken. Majority of them Narrate forwards, but he's overstepped himself. Vic is dominating right now.
Narrate just choosing to take a timing instead of playing with his teammates. He might want that one back.
This could mean absolutely everything here for Cloud9. Vic forwards. The approach taken out towards elbow. Trailblazer was broken. The plan is not ideal. tucked tight into the corner here for Sentinels to work with, potentially, but they're twisting and turning. John holding at least onto the one ankle. Half already earned up. Zelsis claims the kill's there, and the shot's a whiffy. Vic, he's done so well up to this point, but just can't get it over the line.
Damn, these rounds are close for C9, but Sen come away with another. Feels like every time Sen are getting pushed, tested, and yet they've won 4 out of the last 5 rounds. C9 certainly in positions where they could have won on this map, but now their economy is going to be in a horrible spot. These last few have made such a difference, and Vic was so sharp with the aim here, but in the 2v2 they couldn't quite get it going. Zelsis with half, with a kill.
Come on, bro.
That's the friendo.
Friendo. Back is deal. Back is.
John and Zelsis undeniable in the clutch. 3 stingers, a bulldog and a guardian. And 2 rounds to take home for C9 if they want OT.
Weaker weaponry. It's all stacked against Cloud9 here. Util already going to be popped off here. Players are past this one though. But oh, the TP committed. Vic is gone. Sent back to the spectator seat. Zelsis, it's an old primed, ready to let loose and unleash. Steel Garden is making things mighty difficult, mighty awkward, and no one expects it from above. Zelsis clotheslines them. The reposition of Cloud9 is a death sentence as their positions are spotted out. Nightfall paranoia all sweeping forwards, and they don't even need the best guns for it. A lightning fast finish on map number 1. And Sentinels, they do wrap it up.
Great recovery on map number 1 for Sentinels. They got pushed, they got tested, but they showed that grit they'll need if they want to be able to win here in America's Stage 2. Eyes set deep on a trophy, but C9 can be happy, I think, with how they played there on Corrode. Yeah. Maybe they'll be gutted in terms of how those final rounds slipped away from them, but they were in so many good winning positions.
Really were.
I think they've showcased that they have what it takes to be able to hang in this match, which is a big